auspicious day, the appearance day of Lord Narasimha. So we are seeking the Lord for the protection of all the devotees, for all their good health, long life, and continue their service to please Guru and Krishna. Today's our main coordinator will be His Grace Ekaleshwara Prabhu. Due to the current situation, we couldn't able to do the program offline, but at the same time, I'm very much happy that we are all joined for this program. Thank you all. And within the short span of time, many of the devotees taking up the service and join all your support, we can conduct the program today. Thank you all. Once again, Hare Krishna. Please stay with us till the end of the program. Over to Grace Ekaleshwara Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Matajis. Please accept our respectful obeisances to all. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Celestial Jaya Pataka Swami. निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश कारण कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौरभक्त हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Once again, thank you very much. Please accept our respectful obeisance and our pranams to all the Prabhujis and Matajis. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I thank the Yatra leader, His Grace Sri Ranga Krishna Prabhu, and also Her Grace Gopikana Gita Mataji for giving me this opportunity to do the MC today on this auspicious day. Today is the appearance day of Lord Narasimha. Nara, the man, and Shimha, the lion, the off-lion and off-man incarnation of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who appeared to protect Prahlad from his demonic father Hiranyakashipu. This is one of the most beautiful pastimes of the Lord, which all of us know very well, wherein the Lord appears for the sole purpose of reciprocating his dear devotees' faith in him and to protect them. In this pastime, the Lord protects Prahlad from his father, who was a demon named Hiranyakashipu. So it's a pastime comprising of three entities: a demon, a devotee, and the divine, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narasimha Dev appeared at dusk on the Shukla Chaturdashi, 14th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Vaishakha. Here is a special opportunity for all of us to take part in offering praise to Lord Sri Narasimha Dev on this auspicious day of the Lord's appearance. There are many programs lined up: Kirtan, Narasimha Kavach, Abhishek, Pravachan, Bhogarti, Gaurarti, Narasimharti, and reciting 108 names of Lord Narasimha, Sadanamavali. All are requested to stay till the end of the program and get the blissful benediction of Lord Narasimha Dev. To begin with, the first event will be the Kirtan. The second devotional process as taught by Prahlad Maharaj is Kirtanam. So singing Kirtan is like the soul crying out to the Lord to reunite with him. The first and most important benefit of Kirtan is that the chanting the Kirtan destroys the negative energy. Also, there are other benefits like opening of the heart with feelings of love and compassion, getting the inner peace, and also connecting with the divine and the other Kirtaniyas. Now I request upon the GDY Kirtan team, Her Grace Lajavati Mataji, Her Grace Madhava Daite Mataji, Bhakta Maniharan, Bhaktin Vaishnavi, Bhakta Varun, Shivalani, and Bhakta Adarsh, well supported by Her Grace Shubhangi Radhika Devi Dasi Mastaji. Over to you, Mataji, to start the Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Namaste
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hari 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 Bol. Thank you for the wonderful, blissful, and ecstatic kirtan. I wish the kirtan had continued for a little longer, but we have a lot of other programs also to do. Therefore, we have to stop. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. The next event is Narasimha Kavacham. The Narasimha Kavacha Stotra is a very powerful mantra from the Brahmanda Purana, formerly spoken by Prahlad Maharaja. One should first meditate on the transcendental form of the Lord, Narasimha, as described in the verses 3 to 6 of the Stotra, and pray to him for the protection. The Narasimha Kavacha Stotra is also the king of all mantras, Mantra Rajena. The benefits of reciting Narasimha Kavacha, some of them: it overcomes all kinds of impediments and provides one with all protection. It bestows upon one all opulence and can elevate one to the heavenly planets. It protects one from all directions and frees one from all sins. All of one's desires are fulfilled: wealth, good family, long life, etc. By reciting this mantra and meditating upon Lord Narasimha Dev, all of one's diseases are vanquished. It wards off the evil influence of all planets and disturbances by ghosts. One who regularly chants this prayer, whether once or thrice in a day, becomes victorious. Now I request Gita Lakshmi Mataji to recite the Narasimha Kavacha. Let me share this file also. Hare Krishna, one moment please. Can you all see the screen? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Stop.
Prabhu, it's not audible. Prabhu. Her mic is mute or maybe she has to go closer.
Konచెం louder.
Prabhu, maybe you have to move the system towards Mataji.
Now okay, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, now okay.
Sri Sri Narasimha Kavacha Stotram. Narasimha Kavacham Bhakshe Prakladenoti Tampura Sarvarakshakaram Punyam Sharvo Bhadravanashanam Sarva Sampatkaram Chaiva Swarga Moksha Pradayakam Dhyaktva Narasimham Devesham Hema Simhasanastitam Vivratasyam Trinayanam Sharadindu Samaprabham लक्ष्म्यालिङ्गितवामाङ्गं विभूतिपिरुपाश्रितं चतुर्भुजं कोमलाङ्गं स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितं सरोजशोभितो रस्कं रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितं तप्तकाञ्चनसङ्काशं पीतनिर्मलवाससम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिस्त स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितपदद्वन्द्वं शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गरुत्मदाश्च विनयात् स्तूयमानं मुदान्वितं स्वहृत्कमलसंवासं कृत्वा तु कवचं पठेत् नरसिंहो मे शिरः पादु लोकरक्षात्मसम्भवः सर्वगोपीस्तम्भवासः पालं मे रक्षतु त्वनिं नरसिंहो मे तृषौ पादु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनः श्रुतिं मे पादु नरहरिः मुनिवर्यस्तुतिप्रियः तासां मे सिंहनासस्तु मुखं लक्ष्मीमुखप्रियः सर्वविद्याधरः पादु नरसिंहो रसनां मम वक्त्रं पादुविन्दुवदनः सदा प्रह्लादवन्दितः नरसिंहः पादु मे कण्ठं स्कन्दौ पूपरणान्दकृत् दिव्यास्त्रशोभितभुजः नरसिंहः पादु मे भुजौ करौ मे देववरदो नरसिंहः पादु सर्वतः हृदयं योगिसात्यश्च निवासं पादु मे हरिः मद्यं पादु हिरण्याक्ष भक्षगुक्षिवितारणः नाभिं मे पादु नरहरिः स्वनाभि ब्रह्म संस्तुतः ब्रह्माण्डकूटयः कट्यां यस्यासौ पादु मे कटिं गुह्यं मे पादु गुह्यानां मन्त्राणां गुह्यरूपकृत् ऊरु मनोभव पादु जानूनि नररूपकृत् जङ्गे पादु तराबार हर्ता यासो नृकेशरी सुरराज्यप्रदः पादु पादौ मे नरहरीश्वरः सहस्रशीर्षः पुरुषः पादु मे सर्वशस्तनुं महोग्रह पूर्वतः पादु महावीराग्निजोग्नितः महाविष्णुर्दक्षिणे तु महाज्वालस्तु नयनतौ पश्चिम मे पादु सर्वेषु दिशि मे सर्वतोमुखः नरसिंह पादु वायव्यां
Mataji, come near the mic.
ईशान्यां पादु भद्रो मे सर्वमङ्गलदायकः संसारपयतः पादु मृत्युर्मृत्युर्केसरी इदं नरसिंहकवचं प्रह्लादमुखमण्डितं भक्तिमान् यः पठे नित्यं सर्वपापै प्रमुच्यते पुत्रवान् धनवान् लोके दीर्घायुरुपजायते यं यं कामयते कामं तं तं प्राप्नोति संशयम् सर्वत्र जयमाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् भूमि अन्तरिक्ष दिव्यानां ग्रहाणां विनिवारणं वृश्चिकोरगसम्भूत विशापहरणं परं ब्रह्म राक्षसयक्षाणां दूरोत्सारणकारणम् ऊर्जे वा तालभद्रे वा कवचं लिखितं शुभं करमूले धृतं येन सिद्ध्येयुः कर्मसिद्धयः देवासुरमनुष्येषु स्वं एव जयं लभेत् एकसन्त्यं त्रिसन्त्यं वा यः पठे नियतो नरः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्यं भुक्तिं मुक्तिं च विन्दति द्वात्रिंशतिसहस्राणि पठे शुद्धात्मनां नृणां कवचस्यास्य मन्त्रस्य मन्त्रसिद्धि प्रजायते अनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा भस्माभिमन्त्रणं तिलकं विन्यसेत्यस्तु तस्य ग्रहवयं हरेत् त्रिवारं जपमानस्तु तत्तं भार्याभिमन्त्रेत प्राशयोत्यो नरो मन्त्रं नरसिंह ध्यानमाचरन् तस्य रोगा प्रणश्यन्ति ये च स्युगुक्षिसम्भवाः किमत्र बहुनोक्तेन नरसिंहो सदृशो भवेत् मनसा चिन्तितं यत्तु स तच्चाप्नोत्सय संशयम् गर्जन्तं गार्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हठन्तं रोप्यन्तं तापयन्तं दिवि भुवि दिजिजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिबन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं परन्तं वीक्षन्तं कूर्णयन्तं करनिकरसतैर्दिव्यसिंहं नमामि गर्जन्तं गार्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हठन्तं रूप्यन्तं तापयन्तं दिवि भुवि दिजिजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिबन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि तततं संहरन्तं परन्तं वीक्षन्तं कूर्णयन्तं करनिकरशते दिव्य सिंहं नमामि इति श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणे प्रह्लादोक्तं श्री नरसिंह कवचं संपूर्णं शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिकृत्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयकरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहं श्री नरसिंह जय जय नरसिंह जय प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुख जय पद्मभृंगम बोलो श्री विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुदेव महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि। Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji.
Prabhu, we cannot hear you. You have to change the audio. You have to move the system near.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you hear me now? Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Gita Lakshmi Mataji, for reciting the Narasimha Kavacha. The next event is Abhishek. Before you go to Abhishek, we'll talk about this pastime, very little pastime. Hiranyakashipu received a special benediction from Lord Brahma that he could not be killed by any human being or demigod or animal or any other entities. He could not even be killed by any of weapons, neither during day or night. So the Lord appeared in half man, half lion form and killed him with his nails at twilight, thus satisfying all the conditions. Now the Abhishek will be performed for the Lordship by His Grace Sri Ranga Krishna Prabhu, His Grace Bhagavan Govind Prabhu and His Grace Sudama Achyuta Prabhu, while Brahma Samhita will be recited by His Grace Madana Mohan Prabhu. Over to you, Prabhu, to start the Abhishek.
ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादि गोविंद सर्व कारण कारणम ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादि गोविंद सर्व कारण कारणम चिंतामणि प्रकर सत्म सुकल्प वृक्ष लक्षावृदेषु सुरभिर अभिपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्र सद संभ्रमे सेव्यमानम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषम् तमहं भजामि येनं त्वनन्दम् अरविन्द तलायदाक्षम् बर्हावदं समचिदाम्बुदसुन्दराङ्गम् कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीय विशेषशोभम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषम् तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रगलसद्वनमाल्यवंस्ते रत्नागदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासम् कामं गिरिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषम् तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ते पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ते आनन्दसिन्मय सदुज्ज्वल विग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तौ गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पञ्चाशत्कोटिशतवत्सरसम्भ्रगम्यो वायुरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानाम् सोऽप्यस्ति यस्ति प्रपदचिम्य विचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यचौरचैतुं जगदण्डकोटिं यक्षक्तिरस्ति जगदण्ड தயாய தண்டா அந்தாந்தரஸ்து பரமானு சயந்திர சஸ்தம் கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி யத்பாவபாவிததியோ மனுஜாஸ்ததைவ சம்பிராப்ய ரூப மகிமாசனயான பூசக சுக்தைர்யமேவ நிகம பிரதிசைஸ்துவந்தி கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி ஆனந்த சின்மய ரச பிரதிபாவிதாபி காவீர்ய ஏவ நிஜ ரூப தயா கலாபி கோலோக ஏவ நிவசக்ய கிலாத்மபூதோ கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி பிரேமாஞ்சன சுரித பக்தி விலோச்சனேன சந்த சதைவ ஹிருதயேஷு விலோகயந்தி யம் ஷாம சுந்தரம் அச்சிந்திய குணஸ்வரூபம் கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி ராமாதிமூர்த்திசு கலா நியமேன சிஸ்தான் நானாவதாரம் அகரோத் புவனேசு கிந்து கிருஷ்ண ஸ்வயம் சமபவத் பரமாப்புமான்யோ கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி யஸ்யா பிரபா பிரபவதோ ஜகதண்ட கோடி கோடி ஸ்வசேஷ விசுதா வசுதாதி விபூதி பின்னம் தத்பிரம்ம நிஷ்கலம் அனந்தம் அசேஷ பூதம் கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமகம் பஜாமி மாயா யஸ்ய ஜகதண்ட சதானி சுதே त्रैकुण्य तद्विषय वेद वितायमाना तत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्वं विसुत सत्त्वं गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्द चिन्मय रसात्मतया मनस्सु जगप्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलाहितेन भुवनानि जयत्रजस्रम् गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजताम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिताम सुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभाव निचया विगिता च येन गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रुति सिद्धि प्रलय साधन शक्तिरेक साये वयस्य भुवनानि बिभर्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपम् अभयस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यदा तद्विकार विशेषयोः सञ्जायते न हि तदा पृथक् अस्ति हेतो यक्तं बुधाम् अपि तदा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाचिरेव हि ससान्द्रम् अप्युपेत्य दीपायते विवृतहेतु समानधर्म यस्तारुगेव हि च विष्णु तया विपादि गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि जगकारणार्णवजले भजति स्म योगा निद्रामनन्द जगदण्ड सरोमकूपः आधारशक्तिम् अवलम्ब्य परां स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिस्वचित्तकालम् अदावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोम विलजा जगदण्डनाद विष्णुर्मदान् महान् स यस्तस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि पास्वान् यदा स्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेज स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयत्य पिदत्व तत्र ब्रह्मा ययेष जगदण्ड विधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिताय कुम्भ कंसे प्रणाम समये स गणाधिराजा विघ्नान् विघन्तुम् अलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। अग्निर्महि गगनमम्पु मरुत्यश्च कालस्तथात्मा मनसीति जगत्त्रयाणि यस्मा भवन्ति विभवन्ति विसन्धियं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। यक्षसुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणां राजा समस्त सुरमूर्तिरशेष तेजा यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। धर्मोत्तपापनिचया हृदयस्थांसि ब्रह्मादिकीटपरकावतयश्च जीवा यत्तत्तमात्र विभव प्रकट प्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। यस्मिन्द्रगोवम् अदेवेन्द्र मघोस्वकर्म स्पन्दानुरूपफलभाजनमातनोति कर्माणि निर्दगति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। यं क्रोधकामसगजा प्रणयादिपीति वात्सल्यमोघगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावै सञ्चिन्त्य तस्य सदृशीं तनुमापुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। श्रिया कान्ता कान्त परमपुरुष कल्पतरवो द्रुमा भूमि चिन्तामणि गणमयि तोयममृतं कदा गानं नाट्यं गमनमपि वंशि प्रियसखी चिदानन्दं ज्योति परमपि तदा स्वात्यमपि च सयत्र गिरब्धि श्रवति सुरभिप्यच्च सुमहान् निमेचार्दाख्यो वा वृजते न हि यत्रापि समयः पजे स्वेद दीपं तमहम् इग गोलोकमिति यम् विदन्धस्ते सन्त सिद्धि विरल चारा कडिपये। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Ishvara Parama Krishna Chachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Ishvara Parama Krishna Chachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Ishvara Parama Krishna Chachitananda Vigraha अनादिरादिर् गोविंद सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nine.
Okay.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Madan Mohan Prabhu, for the wonderful Abhishek and also for reciting Brahma Samhita. Now we'll move on to Pravachan. Before that, we'll see a small description. Hiranyakashipu entrusted his son Prahalada to Chanda and Amarka, the two sons of Sukracharya, for giving them the education, They tried to teach him politics, economics, and other material activities. But Prahalada, being the devotee of the Lord, did not care for such instruction. He was always meditating on the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. After some days, Prahalada's father, Hiranyakashipu, is asking his son, "My dear son, so far, so much time you have heard many things from your teachers. Now please repeat to me whatever you think is the best of that knowledge you have learned so far." But Prahlad Maharaj is saying that he has learnt only the 9 processes of devotional service and explaining the same to his father. So after hearing this devotional service from the mouth of his son Prahalada, Hiranyakashipu got extremely angry and he chastised the teachers for teaching the child about devotional service, which he thought so, though they did not teach the devotional service to Prahlad. So after realizing his father Hiranyakashipu decided to kill Prahlad. Now it's time to hear the glories of the Supreme Lord, pravachan by His Grace Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu. Over to you, Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me? Is it audible?
Prabhu, it's not very audible. You can speak little louder.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Now it's audible. Maybe I'll
Now
come
it's
a little
better,
closer.
Prabhu. Still, it can be more audible, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you have to come closer to the mic.
Maybe I'll try. So I wanted to check. Now it's clear, Prabhu. Otherwise, I have to wear the
Now it's better,
headphone.
Prabhu, yes.
Now it's okay. And okay, Hare Krishna to everyone. May I offer my humble obeisance to everyone. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगण श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो मां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. First of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to glorify the Lord on the occasion of Narasimha Chaturdashi. Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai. So we all know, we have heard, we have learned, we heard Mahabharata, we learned Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything. Where one thing is we have noticed where Bhagavan, our Supreme Personality of Godhead, gives so many promises to everyone. But sometimes he breaks that also. Like some of the examples are like he said he will come back to Vrindavan. He assured the gopis that he will come back to Vrindavan. And also he said he will not take weapon in the Kurukshetra war. But still he took it to save or please Bhishma and also to save Arjuna. So sometimes he breaks his promises. And in fact, that is the reason he said he asked Arjuna to go and give the message of Bhagavad Gita to everyone rather than he himself is saying, because he knows sometimes he has to break it for the reason he only knows. But one thing which he never breaks, one promise, which is Kaunteya Pratidani, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. It's said in Bhagavad Gita that for my devotees there is no destruction since I will save them. So this is a very, very important point which we need to understand, where he never fails to protect the devotees, right? So at any cost, he protects the devotees. And one of the examples which we are going to see is Bhakta Prahlad. Right? So it's also said, right? Whenever he wants to protect somebody, nobody can do anything to them. No harm can be done. And if he wants to kill somebody, then nobody can protect them. So today's topic is mainly revolving around that, where we know where he wants to save Bhakta Prahlad. So whatever thing happened to Bhakta Prahlad, nothing happened to him finally. Whatever Hiranyakashipu was done to him, nothing happened to him. But at the same time, even though Hiranyakashipu got so many wounds, but he could not be protected because Supreme Personality of Godhead has decided that he should go. So one of the characteristics of Prahlad Maharaj, why he got protected, right? One of the characteristics of Prahlad Maharaj, which is visible, is he was fearless. Fearless in the sense, he was fearless because of the faith he had with the Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He never feared for anything. In fact, even when he was given a poison, when he was thrown away from the mountains, when he was put under, he was thrown into the sea, or snake bite, or even poison was given to him, he never called Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality, to come and save him. But he was waiting. The Supreme Personality was waiting to save him. Narasimha Dev was waiting to save him. In fact, even when Hiranyakashipu asked which pillar he is there, so Narasimha was waiting in all the pillars. Right? This is because he was not afraid because of the Ashraya he took from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prahlad took the Ashraya from Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he was not worried about anything. He never asked him to save him from the dangers also. Right? So, but Lord was waiting to save him. So let's see what is given in Narasimha Arati. Let's go through the Narasimha Arati and see what is relevant to us in terms of how we should adopt, or how we can glorify and the glorification, and what is the difference between what Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu and the things. So I'm not getting into the story part of it today because Ekaleshava Prabhu is anyway taking us through the story throughout between the breaks. So I'm just going into some of the points from Narasimha. The first two lines, Namaste Narasimhaya Pralada Lada Dayini. So the glorification, that is first, it glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a Supreme Personality, and also it says who gives pleasure to Prahlad Maharaj. That is Pralada Lada Dayini. So this is the beauty, right? The Supreme Personality of God that wants to give pleasure to its devotees. That's the first line talking about, right? Then in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 topics generally. That is Varga, Varga. We have seen, right? The creation, subcreation, and it discusses about how this living entity tries to enjoy pleasure in this world. I mean, as I talk, then you can easily correlate because many of you know the story. Pleasure in this world, and then gets frustrated. That is, living entities try to enjoy the pleasure in this world, but they get frustrated. In sixth canto, it describes how Supreme Personality of Godhead provides protection and nourishment to the jivas when he practices bhakti. The seventh canto describes Uttaya. Utti means Shubh or Ashubh Icha. What is Icha? Icha means the desire. Shubh means auspicious and Ashubh means inauspicious. So, if you go to 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 15 chapters. And the first 10 chapters discuss about Prahlad Maharaj pastime with Hiranyakashipu and Narasimha coming intervening. Right? So, Hiranyakashipu represent Ashubh Icha, that is inauspicious desire. And Prahlad Maharaj represents Shubhicha or pure desire. So the whole idea of 7th chapter is how we should desire like Prahlad Maharaj and not to desire like Hiranyakashipu. Therefore, Uti means that which rises up. That is, therefore, the desire rises up, and the conditioned soul inspired to desire like Prahlad, because every soul is seeking the bliss. Therefore, one who is perfectly blissful is Prahlad Maharaj. That's why we should desire like Prahlad Maharaj, so that the blissful thing comes up. That is rises. That's called Utti. And Prahlad Maharaj, since he has taken complete shelter of Krishna, he is seeing Krishna everywhere. And therefore, he is completely fearless, like what we discussed earlier, completely fearless. He is unaffected by any threat or danger. We know what all dangers we discussed also. So he was also detached from any sense gratification and sense objects. Why? Because how he is detached is very important. Sense gratification, sense object. Because these all are, the fearlessness comes through bhakti, and he was also detached from sense gratification and sense objects. So what we mean by that and how? Because he has controlled his senses completely and devoid of any lusty desires. Even though Prahlad Maharaj was born in Asura dynasty, but he was devoid of any Asura quality. He is considered to be the best among the divine. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj represents the consciousness by which one can remain blissful, and that is by avoiding material desires and embracing spiritual desires. So, this is very, very important, right? Material desire is what we saw just now, Ashubha Icha. And Prahlad Maharaj represents Shubha Icha, right? Which is the spiritual desire. Therefore, the first line says, the Arti says, Prahlad Lada Lajayini. One who gives pleasure to Prahlad, and Prahlad is also there to receive that pleasure because he was constantly absorbed in thoughts of the Supreme Personality of God. That is very, very important. I think last time also when I was giving the lecture of, I think, if I'm not wrong, I was saying it's not about the mercy which is flowing from Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is always there. But we should be ready to receive it. That is very, very important, right? Many people, generally, we have all the facilities to do bhakti, but we are not doing it. That means we are not ready to receive that bhakti. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he was ready to receive the pleasure because he was constantly absorbed in the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prahlad's pastime is, Prabhupada actually, one example was Prabhupada, many people would have learned about this pastime where one of the Britishers, when he went to London, asked, why did you came here? So he said, when Britishers looked at India for 300 years, they forgot to take one thing from India, which is Bhagavad Gita, so I came here to distribute to people. Right? So similarly, we should be ready to receive. It was available in India, but they were not ready to take it. They were worried about only material things. So Prabhupada went to London and he distributed to them. So the word Prahlad means bliss. And if one wants the bliss, then they have to follow the son and not the father, which is Hiranyakashipu, right? Therefore, it is an important point to consider. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are a lot of pastimes of different devotees who followed the footstep of Prahlad Maharaj by accepting the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna and taking the ultimate shelter by giving up all their sense gratification. There are a lot of examples are there. So when one gives up the desire for sense gratification by seeing the fault in it. So how can we give up the desire? By seeing the fault in it, right? I'm aspiring for pleasure to this, but it's only giving me this distress. So we are taking many people who, right, where they are trying to get money or get whatever material wealth they are trying, but ultimately, even if they have, they feel they are having only distress, giving up all the hopes of sense gratification. Then, by giving all the sense gratification, the soul experience the real joy, bliss, and real glory. It is experienced by the soul. Then let's go to the next verse. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilapankanakalaye. Yes, Hiranyakashipu was so powerful, so strong. You know why, right? Because he has done a lot of austerities, but he has not done only not for advancing in spiritual, but for getting benediction. So he went to Brahma, he did tapasya, and he got benediction from Brahma. Right? And because of the benediction, in fact, his chest has become like a steel. So if you read Narasimha Kavacha first line, it says, Namaste Narasimha, right? I offer my obeisances to Lord Narasimha, gives joy to Prahlad Maharaj, which we have seen, and whose nails are like chisels on the stone, like chest of the demon Hiranyakashipu. Right? So he was so powerful. He got the benediction, and because of that benediction, his chest has become like a steel or stone. So strong, the stone only can be penetrated by the Lord Narasimhadev. Only he can penetrate. Shilapankana Kalai. So, what is Hiranyakashipu's situation here? He represents Ashubha Icha. So Hiranyakashipu through austerities conquered all the 14 planetary systems. All the demigods were under him. In fact, they say if he raises right eyebrow, the wind has to blow left side, then the rain has to come. So much of control he had with even the demigods. So Hiranyakashipu through the austerities he got. Then all sense objects were available for him to enjoy. So we know, right? Hiranyakashipu had all the material opulence, whatever he wants. He had the sense object, material things to enjoy. So we may think that he made it. Right? His life is beautiful or blissful because he had everything what he wants. But he can enjoy any pleasure, but his situation is described as total dissatisfaction and distress. In spite of having all the material uh, things or sense objects, his life was considered to be miserable. Right? So why? Because his senses were not in control. This is very, very critical point. Right? Even though he had everything, his situation was described as total dissatisfaction and distress because his senses were not in control. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu represents the Ashubha Icha, selfish desire for sense enjoyment. And as a result of this, one will never experience the joy as he expects. It will only be frustration. So if you think by having all these we can enjoy everything, we'll have the sense enjoyment, but it's not going to happen. The result is we will have only frustration. right? Because it's not that all the things can be fulfilled. So ultimately, it leads to anger and frustration. So this is actually one example. I was listening to Gaurangada's lecture, so he was talking about a cake story. It was a Narasimha Chaturdashi like this, like today, and they made a very good cake. So everyone was waiting. It was waiting to eat that cake because everyone is fasting. They want to break, and they saw the cake. Everyone was waiting to take it. One person was very keen, to take the first piece from that. So he was so the desire was so much that he was waiting, and finally the time came. They gave the first piece to him. So he ate that. When he put the sugar, sorry, put the cake, one thing the cook has missed to put is the sugar. So imagine the situation. The cake is there, but when he ate, there was no sugar. So when you are expecting something pleasurable for a long time and you are meditating on it, and when it doesn't taste as desired, first point is denial. So he was looking at it at denial, and and he was thinking that I was expecting it to give me pleasure. How can this one can give me such a pain? So then he was so sad. It was not giving him the pleasure. So he kept it down, and he was eating the whatever other boga was offered, roti or dal or something he was eating. But as he was looking at the cake only, why it is giving me this problem, right? So he was looking at it. And then maybe he was thinking that maybe the timing was not right. Possibly I ate at the wrong time. So what he did after some time, he thought that it will again give sweetness. So he took the cake and he was trying to eat. Will it give any pleasure to him? It will not give pleasure to him because this is like our material world, right? You've gone through that. We are going through this repeatedly, right? So one should not expect pleasure in this material world. Similarly, like that cake, even though he tried to do it 10 times, he's not going to get that pleasure. So he should not. We should also. What is the lesson we are learning? We should not also expect pleasure in this material world because it is designed in that way. It is designed to give only misery and distress. Otherwise, we will not think about the God, right? If it's going to give only pleasure, even when we are having misery, we are not thinking about the God. Then, if you are only in happiness, then there is no question of thinking about the Lord. So, this world is designed to give us misery and distress. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave power to everyone to distribute this. When someone sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness, he is empowered to distribute the Harinam. Therefore, it is described that although Hiranyakashipu had every possible pleasure available, his experience was not that of joy, but of misery and frustration. So he was eating the cake without sugar. So that false ego, which is hard like a stone, right? That when his body was, when we said that it is like a steel or a stone, that means his heart was filled with false ego. That which are hard like stone, that one that can be only ripped apart by the sharp nails of Narasimha. It is like they say, right? Operation Theatre. Um, Another example Gaurav Prabhu was giving is the one person was going to the operation theatre. When they took him inside, he saw that Narasimha Dev's photo where he is tearing apart, tearing apart his chest. So he asked, "What is this? What is he doing?" They said they are doing the. He's doing the. He was doing the first operation ever done, open heart surgery done ever, first open heart surgery. Then he asked, okay, what is the result? And he said, result is operation success, person got liberated. That's what happened. So he liberated Hiranyakashipu, right? So therefore, Shilakan Tankana Kalaye, Ito Narasimha, Parato Narasimha. So therefore, the Lord is everywhere. The next point is Shilatankana Kalaye. Ito Narasimho, Bharato Narasimho, Yeto Yeto Yami, Tato Narasimho. So therefore, the Lord is everywhere. He is accessible. He is everywhere. If you want to become humble, we can see the Lord Narasimha Dev everywhere and anywhere. Otherwise, we cannot see him. If you want to express our greatness, like if you are going to show our greatness, like Hiranyakashipu, then you will not be able to find out. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu demanded to Lord Brahma, when he asked for the austerity, he thought he is very brilliant, right? He think that that's because of the false ego. We think, I know everything. I can do everything. I can ask anything. I know everything. So Lord Brahma, what he asked, he said, I should not be killed by inside, outside, in the sky, in the ground, by the nature created, or maybe by an animal, by a human being, by a weapon, whatever. I think 27 or 28 things he asked, whatever he could think of, right? So we could think our mind is very small, we could think very little. So that because of the false ego, he asked for this uh, from Brahma. Brahma said, okay, take it, take it, take it. Other than, there is no death. I mean, he was asking for, not to die, but he said, Brahma, I myself will die. Forget about it. I cannot give this. So then he asked for all this. So the false ego cannot be destroyed inside or outside. Similarly, I mean, what we said is inside, outside, whatever we saw, is equivalent to false ego also. False ego also cannot be destroyed inside or outside, daytime or nighttime, in sky or ground. So can we say that my false ego will not be there in the night time? My false ego will not be there inside my house, but outside the house it will be there. It's not possible, right? The false ego is also similar to Hiranyakashipu's boon only. This cannot be done through any, we cannot get away from our false ego through any material education or through any weapon or anything. It cannot be destroyed. The only way it can be destroyed is by Lord's intervention. He has to come and do the open heart surgery for us. And the Lord is there everywhere to do that operation. But it is for us. Ito Narasimha, Tato Narasimha is there. So we can access the Lord anywhere and request Him to manifest. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has allowed us to access this by giving the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So anybody can participate irrespective of age, place or anything. We don't need to care. We have to just chant. Therefore, Lord Narasimha Deva manifests through the devotees. Therefore, Lord Narasimha is everywhere and the opportunity to do Vaishnava Seva is everywhere. Because if a person is hungry, he will find food anywhere. So similarly, if we are hungry to find the Lord and to do devotional service, we will do it somehow. If someone feels my false ego is, if sometimes we feel, right, that my false ego is severely hammered, and so I should detach myself from the devotees. When I go to devotees, I am not able to enjoy anything. Or when I go, they are asking me to sing, or they are asking me to chant, or something, so I am not able to enjoy this material world, which is a false ego. So the false ego is getting hammered. Somebody will, if somebody has done something and they come and see Prabhu, I have done this great job. Say, okay, thank you. That's all. So his false ego is hammered, right? Because we are doing service for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not for anyone else. So it's not glorified in a bigger way. So when it is getting hammered, some people try to go away from the association. Then they get into sense gratification or asat, sat or asat, right? They get into asat. Then one will be caught in the process of birth, death, old age, and disease if they move away from the association. Bahe Narsingo, Hridaye Narsingo, Bahe Narsingo, Hridaye Narsingo, Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prabha. So Lord Narasimha is inside and outside. By this way, he is giving us the opportunity to take shelter every moment. So, Sharanam Prabhadye. What we are saying? Sharanam Prabhadye means surrendering. Sharanam Prabhadye, which is very, very important. One should take shelter or surrender. Shelter means to accept Krishna as all in all. And second, accept Bhakti. And third, if anything impedes in the Bhakti of Bhakti, we should be ready to give it up. So there are three things we need to take, right? Shelter means what? Shelter means to accept Krishna as all in all. And second, accept Bhakti. And third, if anything impedes in the path of Bhakti, we should be ready to give it up. Like when we are going somewhere, somebody is calling, we are going for a program and somebody is telling, okay, let's go and watch cricket match. Right? So we need to see which one is very important, right? So if anything is impedes in the path of bhakti, we should be ready to give it up. So give up cricket match, not the program. Right? The typical example is like in Ramayana, right? Vibhishan. He gives up the association of Ravana and he joined with Sri Ram. So when he was accompanying, he had 4 associates. These are the 4 associates which represents the 4 aspects of Sharnagati or surrender. The first aspect is called Akinchanatvam, means I possess nothing. So we think we possess everything, even though we have only 10 dirham in the pocket. We think we have everything. So Akinchanatvam means I possess nothing. Second, Ananya Gatitvam, that means I have nowhere to go. Right? So this is the second aspect. Third one is Saralta, that is the Lord is so simple, He doesn't judge anybody and accept them anyone and give shelter. So that faith we should have. That is the third thing. And fourth is Shakti. That means God is so powerful. He doesn't fear anybody. Or even he, however sinful one may be, so the Lord is willing to give Sharanagati. And we know Vibhishan, even though he was from the opposite side, Sri Ram gave him the Sharanagati. So these are the 4. These 4 are the aspects of Sharanagati. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prabhati. So I accept the shelter of Lord Narasimha because he is the only shelter and the Supreme Lord can offer shelter like this. Who will offer shelter like this otherwise? Whoever is there, if you don't give anything, they will never give shelter. Shelter in the sense, at least even allowing us inside the house. Not shelter means not in that high spiritual platform. Even they will not allow inside the house. If you don't give anything, they will, first thing if you go and say Akinchanatvam, I possess nothing, they will say then don't come inside my house. If you don't possess anything, don't even come this way. So if you want Sharanagati, but he likes us to say I don't have anything. Will anybody allow us if we go to friend's house and say Akinchanatvam, I don't have anything. Please allow me to stay with you. If you have something, at least I can allow Akinchanatvam to go back. Right? Therefore, he is glorified as. So that is why we are glorifying him as Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranya Kashibu Tanu Pringa. Right? So the Lord Narasimha is so powerful. So he caught just Hiranyakashipu and he killed him. Even before that, Hiranyakashipu was challenging Prahlad Maharaj. So you are saying the Lord is everywhere. He is there in the pillar. And he was irritated. What was his irritation of Hiranyakashipu? It's not that he just said, okay, show me. Okay, I want to see the Lord. Right? It's not that he is asking Prahlad Maharaj, okay, show me something. Where is he? It's not that. He was so irritated. What is this irritation? Because irritation is described here as is the psychology of Hiranyakashipu. Right? Is described here, right? Why Hiranyakashipu got irritated? Oh Prahlad, you are so unfortunate. Hiranyakashipu is telling Prahlad Maharaj, you are so unfortunate. Why are you so unfortunate? Because you cannot recognize my glory. That is why you are unfortunate. So this is how much of false ego. You are unfortunate because you don't recognize me. So this is so unfortunate. I don't know who is unfortunate. Apart from me, you are glorifying someone else as supreme. Can any other controller beyond me? Right? He's asking, is there anyone more controller than me? I am the controller. Any other controller than beyond me? That is the voice or the scream of the false ego. When someone asks, no one is above me, who is there above me? And that is the voice or the scream of false ego. So how can someone be so special than me? And therefore, demolish that false ego, Lord Narasimha Dev manifest, and he then places Hiranyakashipu on his lap. And his nail, which is neither living nor dead, like what he asked. He defied all the whom he asked, neither living nor dead, neither outside, inside, because it was in the middle of the house, nor in the sky or ground, because he was in the lap, neither night or day, it was in the light. So it fulfilled all the conditions, and the Narasimha Deva ripped apart the stomach of Hiranyakashipu and took out the entrails. He took it out and put it around his neck as a garland. Why? Because no one was ready to go and garland him. The Supreme Personality has come, but nobody was ready to go and garland him. So he put himself, he made his own garland of the intestine. And this way, Lord Narasimha demonstrated that a conditioned soul has been carrying on this false ego for millions of lifetime, and there is no hope we have. The only hope we have is that Lord Narasimha Dev enters through the stone-like covering of us and ultimately rips that false ego apart, and then somehow or other purifies our intention and purifies our desire, and we are able to actually able to experience the reciprocation of the Lord. It's not become like, to see the reciprocation of the Lord we should become like Hiranyakashipu. Actually we should follow Prahlad. Therefore we don't need to ask for anything but bhakti. Then he never fails. Like what I said, he never fails. Is called Achyuta. That means he never fails to save us or give what is best for us. So we don't need to go and ask him anything. Right? Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. We don't need to ask him. Once he is in front of us, he is going to give more than what we want. Even we don't know what to ask. If we think we know what to ask, we are foolish. Even we don't know what is our desire is, and today we will go and ask him, okay, give me a bangla, car, money, and everything. And tomorrow he will come and say, oh, I forgot to ask an aeroplane. So even we don't know what to ask also. So if we pray to him, we do bhakti, then he will manifest in front of us and he will give what is best for us. We don't need to ask him, this is what I want. Right? It is like we are calling some supermarket and giving a big list. After putting the phone down, we'll say, I forgot to order milk. Right? So we don't know even what is our want. So similarly, we don't need to ask. So it is like the supermarket knows what we want and he will come and. So similarly, God knows what is good for us. So we don't need to go and ask specifically anything from people. So Srila Prabhupada has mercifully given us this association of devotees, because anything can be done, God manifests through. It's not that like Prahlad Maharaj said, Narasimha Deva will not come in front of us unless we are so elevated. So elevated. So Srila Prabhupada has mercifully given us the association of devotees and gives us the hope and the shelter. Prabhupada has given us the Krishna conscious philosophy, but the philosophy is like a nectar, and we need to have the culture also. What culture it is? Because culture is like a pot in which the nectar can be stored. So without what is the culture is the Vaishnava culture, relationship and dealing with the culture surrounding the family. It is virtually impossible for anyone to practice Krishna consciousness without having the association. Devotees are following the Vaishnava cultures and the scriptures and everything. So very, very important. We just reading Prabhupada philosophy itself will not help us to, of course it will change us. I'm not saying, we should not read, we have to read, but at the same time, we should also follow the culture. Then everything becomes a full package. So we need to follow that, and, Prabhupada, we have to follow in the footsteps of Prabhupada and all the acharyas. So on this occasion, the appearance of Lord Narasimha Dev, we pray to Lord Narasimha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj to give us the intelligence to practice Krishna consciousness with dedication throughout our whole life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your wonderful lecture glorifying the Lord. The Abhishek and decoration got over for the Lord. Now we are ready to have the darshan of the Lord. So once you have darshan, then we'll have Bhoga Arati. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura talks about the different delicacies prepared for the lordships. There are various delicacies, both sweet and sour. So eating the remnants of the food offered to the Lord makes one's heart filled with bliss and satisfaction. Now, Bhoga Arati will be sung by Her Grace Shubhata Sachimata ji, and Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu also will support Mataji by playing the instrument. Are you ready, Prabhuji, for the Bhoga Arati song? Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Over to you, Prabhu.
We cannot hear Mataji.
Can we start Bhogarthi Prabhu, Sriranga Prabhu?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, your voice is not heard. You have to turn the system towards your side. Take it near.
Mataji can't hear Mataji. It's very, very low. Very, very low.
Come closer to the mic, Mataji.
மைக் கிட்ட வந்துருங்க மாதாஜி நீங்க.
உங்க பக்கத்துல வச்சுக்கோங்க. உங்க முன்னாடி. மைக் எங்க இருக்கோ அது that should be near you.
It's okay, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Is it audible now?
Yes, Mataji.
No, it's better, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Sri Gaurahari Sohi Gosta Vihari. Nanda Yashomati Chitahari. Nanda Yashomati Chitahari. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Elavolu Damodara Yesaye Kano. Boga Mandire Bosi Koro Bojana. Nandira Nitishe Baise Giri Baradari. Paladeva Sana Saka Baise Sari Sari. Bhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Sukta Sakadi Baji Dalita Kushmanda. Dalita Dukta Tumbi Dadi Mochakanda. Sukta Sakadi Baji Dalita Kushmanda. Dalita Dukta Tumbi Dadi Mochakanda. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Udgo Bora Masha Bora Roti Kagretana. Kashkuli Pista Kakir Kuli Payasana. Udga Bora Masha Bora Roti Kagretana. Kashkuli Pista Kakir Kuli Payasana. Bhajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Bhakatavatsala Sri Gaurahari. Karpura Amrita Keli Ramba Girasara. Amrita Rasala Amla Dvaga Saptakara. Karpura Amrita Keli Ramba द्वादश प्रकार भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि रुचि चीनी सार पूरी लड्डू रस बाली भुजन कोरिन कृष्ण होए कुतूहली रुचि चीनी सार पूरी लड्डू रस बाली भुजन कोरिन कृष्ण होए कुतूहली भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि अधिकार पक्क अन्न विविध व्यंजन परमानंदे कृष्ण कोरे न भोजन प्राधिकार पक्क अन्न विविध व्यंजन परमानंदे कृष्ण कोरे भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि चारे बाले लड्डू खाए बजे आराध्य हरि बोलो चले बाले लड्डू खाए सीता मंगला जय आराध्य हरि बोलो भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि मेरी नयनी रकोनी कोई कृष्ण जशोदा भवानी राधिकादी गणे हेरी नयनी रकोनी कोई कृष्ण जशोदा भवानी भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भोजनंते पिए कृष्ण सुबसित बारी अभिमुख प्रकालोए होए सारे सारी पिए कृष्ण सुबसित बारी अभिमुख प्रकालोए होए सारी सारी आनंदी विश्राम कोरे बालदेव सानी हस्तमुख प्रकलीय झट सक गानी आनंदी विश्राम कोरे बालदेव सानी भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि तंबूल रसाला आणि तंबूल मसाला काकी कृष्ण चंद्र सुखे निद्र गेला काकी कृष्ण चंद्र सुखे निद्र गेला भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि विशालोकासिकी चमर दुलाया अपूर्व सैया कृष्ण सुखे भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि यशोमती आज्ञापी तनिष्ठनी तो कृष्ण प्रसाद राधा तुमसे होए प्रीतो आज्ञापेय तनिष्ठनी तो कृष्ण प्रसाद राधा तुमसे होए प्रीतो भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि भज भक्त वात्सल श्री गौरहरि ललितादि सखी गण आवश्यक पाया मनि मनि सुखी राधा कृष्ण गुण गाया ललितादि सखी गण आवशेष पाया मनि मनि सुखी राधा कृष्ण गुण गाया
Salasi Gaura Hari Raja Bakatava Salasi Gaura Hari एक मात्र जहर प्रमोदा ओगारती गायिता गुणकति विनोदा हरि लीला एक मात्र जहर प्रमोदा ओगारती गायिता गुणकति विनोदा Salasi Gaura Hari Raja Bakatava Salasi Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Sohi Bhoja Bihari Nandari Somati Chitrahari Somati Chitrahari Jatava Salasi Gaura Hari Salasi Gaura Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya 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 Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Shubhata Mataji, for reciting the Bhogarti very nicely. Now,
Thank you for
Hare Krishna. Thank
You can speak to.
Yeah. Now we will have
Can you spotlight me?
Hare Krishna. Now we will have Gaura Arti. Gaura Arti will be sung by Bhakta Maniharan Prabhu and supported by GDY team. Over to GDY team to sing Gaura Arti.
Ekaleshwara Prabhu, just a second, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Devotees can take the darshan of the Lord.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಗೌರಾರ್ತಿ ಅವನಪ್ಪ ನರಸಿಂಹ.
Okay, thank you. By the mercy of Lord Narasimha and with the help of all the devotees, we got an opportunity and around 38 offerings is offered to Lord Narasimha. Lord Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Over to you, Ekaleshwara Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Vigna Vinashana Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Over to you, Maniharan Prabhu, to start Gaura Arti.
Hi, sir. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kosoba
Jagabana
Chanda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Parivaracharya Stosasla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopagopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Girivardhan ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Madhura Dham ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Mayapur Dham ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Anandakoti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Subhashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamandra ki jai. Harinama Sangeetanam ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Prabhupada. Sri 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 Narasimha Chaturdashi Maha Utsavam ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Ravi Vamsa Prabhu, for wonderfully performing the Arati. Also, Manigaran, Bhakta Manigaran for singing the Gaura Arati. Each time Hiranyakashipu tries to kill Prahlad, Supreme Lord, magical hands were there to protect Prahlad. The king's soldiers tried to kill Prahlad by poisoning him, by drowning him in water, and throwing him down from the mountain. But Lord saved him from all these attempts. The angry Hiranyakashipu challenged Prahlad, asked him, "Where is your Lord? Where I can see him?" Prahlad replied, "My Lord is omnipresent, and there is not even a single place where he is not seen." The king was furious and got up from his throne and asked Prahlad, "Can you show me your Lord in this pillar as well?" Prahlad said, "Yes, he is." The king hit the pillar strongly with his mace. With a thundering sound, the pillar cracked and Lord appeared in the form of Lord Narasimha, the half-man, half-lion form. Now, Balaji Prabhu explained that Bhavan Balaji Prabhu is the first ever surgeon in this planet. So we know that how he killed Hiranyakashipu. Let us move on to the next event, which is Narasimha Arati. Narasimha Arati will be performed by His Grace Ravi Vamsa Prabhu, and the song will be sung by Bhaktin Vaishnavi Upadhyaya. Over to you, Bhaktin Vaishnavi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Veeram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamyaham Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jai 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 Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Mringa Namaste Narasimha नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Bhakti and Vaishnavi, for singing Narasimha Arti very nicely. We have come to the last event now. His Grace Bhagavan Govind Prabhu will recite 108 names of the Lord Narasimha. I have this screen, I can share it, but if it is going to reduce the screen size, then we'll not be able to see, but I will share and try, then if possible we can see that. Hare Krishna.
Shri Narasimha Sada Namavali. Om Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Divyamaya Namaha. Om Mahabalaya Namaha. Om Rukrasimhaya Namaha. Om Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Sambhajaya Namaha. Om Ukrosnaya Namaha. Om Raudraya Namaha. Om Sarvadgulaya Namaha. Om Srimanaya Namaha. Om Yoganandaya Namaha. Om Trivikramaya Namaha. Om Harine Namaha. Om Kodagadaya Namaha. Om Shakre Namaha. Om Vijayaya Namaha. Om Devadanaya Namaha. Om Panjananaya Namaha. Om Parabrahmaya Namaha. Om Ahoraya Namaha. Om Koravikramaya Namaha. Om Jalanmukhaya Namaha. Om Jalanmaline Namaha. Om Mahajvalaya Namaha. Om Mahaprabhaya Namaha. Om Nilakshaya Namaha. Om Sahasrashaya Namaha. Om Durnisaya Namaha. Om Pradavanaya Namaha. Om Mahadamstraya Namaha. Om Itta Prajnaya Namaha. Om Santa Gobine Namaha. Om Sadashivaya Namaha. Om Hiranyakashipudamshine Namaha. Om Taityadana Vanjanaya Namaha. Om Gunavatraya Namaha. Om Mahavatraya Namaha. Om Balavatraya Namaha. Om Subhadraya Namaha. Om Karalaya Namaha. Om Vikaraya Namaha. Om Vikartaya Namaha. Om Sarvagritikaya Namaha. Om Sisumaraya Namaha. Om Trilogatmaya Namaha. Om Ishaya Namaha. Om Sarveshwaraya Namaha. Om Vibhugaya Namaha. Om Bhairavadambaraya Namaha. Om Divyaya Namaha. Om Achyudaya Namaha. Om Kavine Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om Madhokshajaya Namaha. Om Aksaraya Namaha. Om Sarvaya Namaha. Om Varamaline Namaha. Om Varapradaya Namaha. Om Vishwambaraya Namaha. Om Adbudaya Namaha. Om Bhavyaya Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Anakshatraya Namaha. Om Nakshatraya Namaha. Om Surya Jyotine Namaha. Om Sureshwaraya Namaha. Om Sahasravahaya Namaha. Om Sarvajnaya Namaha. Om Sarvasiddhi Pradakaya Namaha. Om Vajradamshaya Namaha. Om Vajranagaya Namaha. Om Mahanandaya Namaha. Om Parandavaya Namaha. Om Sarvamandre Rubaya Namaha. Om Sarvayendra Vidaramaya Namaha. Om Sarvadandratmahaya Namaha. Om Avyaktaya Namaha. Om Suvyaktaya Namaha. Om Bhaktavachalaya Namaha. Om Vaishakha Suklabodhaya Namaha. Om Saranagadavachalaya Namaha. Om Udarakirtine Namaha. Om Punyatmaya Namaha. Om Mahatmaya Namaha. Om Sandravikramaya Namaha. Om Vedatraya Namaha. Om Parabhudyaya Namaha. Om Bhagavanaya Namaha. Om Parameswaraya Namaha. Om Srivatsangaya Namaha. Om Jagatvyabhine Namaha. Om Jaganmayaya Namaha. Om Jagatpalaya Namaha. Om Jagannadaya Namaha. Om Mahahaya Namaha. Om Dhiruvavrityaya Namaha. Om Paramatmaya Namaha. Om Paranjodine Namaha. Om Nirgunaya Namaha. Om Nirugeshine Namaha. Om Paradatvaya Namaha. Om Parandamaya Namaha. Om Sachidananda Vigrahaya Namaha. Om Lakshmi Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Sarvatmaya Namaha. Om Tiraya Namaha. Om Tat Sat. Ukram Viramala Vidyandam Sarvadoma. Narasimham Vishnam Bhatram Mukti Mukti Namaviram. Ukram Viramala Vidyandam Sarvadoma. Narasimham Vishnam Bhatram Mukti Mukti Namaviram. Ukram Viramala Vidyandam Sarvadoma. Narasimham Vishnam Bhatram Mukti Mukti Namaviram. Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Bhatma, Bhatma Bringa, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Jai Narsinga Sri Narsinga Jai Narsinga Radhe Jai Padma Mugapadma Brinda Shri 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 Lakshmi Sri Deva Bhagwan ki jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Bhagavan Govind Prabhu and Satyachita Prabhu, for reciting the 108 holy names of the Lord Narasimha Dev Bhagavan. We have come to the end of the program. So it was on this day, Narasimha Chaturdashi, the Lord fulfilled all the desires of Prahlad. Bhagavan is the Lord who is the protector of all the devotees, and whenever his devotees are in danger, once pray to the Lord, he will definitely protect us for sure. But how he protects us, that may be inconceivable to our limited mind and knowledge. So therefore, one should have a very strong conviction that Lord would protect us as his devotees. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna in 9.31, he says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So I once again thank you very much, the Yatra leader, His Grace Sri Ranga Krishna Prabhu and Her Grace Gopikana Gita Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to do the MC for this program. And I seek all your pardon if I've made any errors or I've committed any mistakes, or if there are any shortcomings while performing the seva. I seek all your blessings. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Sri Ranga Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ekaleshwara Prabhu. Thank you so much for very nicely coordinating with all the devotees and arrangement. And thank you all the devotees for joining today. And as I mentioned before earlier, it is being a very auspicious day. So we all got an opportunity to participate in this festival. So few of them are not got an opportunity to participate in an offline due to the various reasons. So please excuse us, and thank you all. And one more thing, being a very auspicious occasion today, I am seeking to the Lord for the good health and that is good life for all the devotees. So let us chant 3 times, and also we need the request from all the devotees for the prayers for His Holiness Jayapadaka Swami Maharaj. Various there is other Maharaj and other devotees across the world. So they are all doing wonderful service to please Krishna. So let us chant for all their good health and long life to continue the service. Let us chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again.
We want some prayer requests.
Yeah, I'll give. Thank you so much to once again to Ekaleshwara Prabhu and other devotees that is wonderfully served this occasion successful. That is Ravi Amsa Prabhu that is Satyacha Prabhu, Bhagavan Govinda Prabhu, Tamachita Prabhu, Mohan Prabhu, Kabirupa Mataji, and of course Premananda Prabhu and Sadhya Mataji, and all other devotees. And even though we cannot able to participate offline, not an opportunity to come to the program venue, but still many of them send their offerings. Because of all their support and everything, some or other we got around 38 offerings. It is all arranged by the Lord. There is no doubt in that. But really thankful to all the devotees for this support and all. And definitely we are going to send the Charnamrita to all the areas. So we'll also, the devotees in the area coordinators, please keep in touch. So we are request Seva Parayana Prabhu, Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu, and Mohesina, one devotee will drop, and yeah, today we are going to distribute to the Charnamrita, and please collect and distribute to the other devotees as well. So it is not possible to distribute to all the devotees personally. Please keep in touch. Seva Parayana Prabhu in Alnada and Bhagavan Balaji Prabhu, please. You are also supposed to coordinate and so distribute to all the devotees. So one devotee can coordinate and take the Charnamrita and whatever we have, we will distribute to all the devotees. So, and we need prayers. Actually, we need prayers for speedy recovery for Her Grace Kulabhudeka Mataji, and also son of Ramesh and Saraswati Mataji, Chaitanya. So I need the updates, and also, yeah, we need also the prayer for Her Grace Samay Mataji's mother. She is in a very critical situation now. So we need a speedy recovery for her. And Vrindandi Mataji father also not well. So please, we have to chant. We are requesting all the devotees to chant for his speedy recovery. And Prabha Mataji's auntie Ranganayaka Mataji also not well. So any other, Gita? Is there any other announcement which I missed out? So
Also for the soul of the president.
Yes, we need also a special prayers for His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of UAE, for his soul to reach the proper destination. Definitely we have to pray. So because of the support of the rulers, so we could able to conduct many programs here. So we have to pray for him also. Yes. Any other prayers?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let us chant collectively for all the devotees mentioned and all other devotees as well. Radha Sikhi Mataji, any update? 12th death anniversary of Shri.
Today is the 12th death anniversary of my Periyappa, Mr. Kanagalingam Ramasamy. So, he disappeared on Nursing Chaturdashi Day. So we pray on this day for him as well.
Sure, definitely we'll pray. Can you tell the status about Amma? And
yeah, Amma actually went for the test today again. The results are not back yet.
Okay.
But she's better.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Let us stand 3 times for all these devotees.
+2 on the 10th grade examination.
Okay, let us stand 3 times, and also for some of the children are appearing for the board examination, so we can chant for them also. Let us chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And also one more very important announcement, that is His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami Maharaj will be here by the end of this week. So request Sri Srivala Prabhu for a slot for GDY on Sunday morning. So let us check. Otherwise, we can able to join GDY also. Okay. Thank you all. Any other announcements? Otherwise, we can wind up the program today. Thank you all. And sorry, half an hour delay.
One prayer request.
Yes.
Today is the birthday of Shubhada Sachi Mataji's brother Swaminath. No, brother's son, Vedant.
Okay, I will chant. Any other prayer requests? I think Lajjavati is traveling to India on Tuesday, Prabhu? 18th. 18th morning. That is Wednesday. Wednesday early morning, Lajjavati is traveling to India. You need prayers for her safe trip. And Ramarupa Prabhu is already reached. I don't know. He's on his way, I think. So we need prayers for his safe trip. And any other prayers?
Sir, my mother is in hospital, ICU.
Amagha Prakash. Yes, Prabhu?
Usa, my mother is in ICU.
Yeah. That we already announced. Any other prayers? Radha Saki Mataji, you posted some message.
Yesterday was the birthday of Amog Prakash. His Prasanna Vasudev Prabhu's brother's son.
Okay. We will pray for him, for his good health and long life, and to continue his Krishna conscious activities. Okay. Any other thing? Any other prayers? Otherwise, we will continue our prayers now. Okay. Once again, we will chant for all these devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Once
Just
again.
have a darshan of Kuldipika Mataji's date.
Yes. Can you show? Request all the devotees, please take the darshan of Hare Krishna. Darshan of Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai.
Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha Dev, Galadesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Branga, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Narasimha Chaturdashi Mahamahotsav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gopmande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Pranam.
Prabhu, Pati Prabhu and I will be traveling to India next Sunday. We are at the moment in Rati Mataji's house and comfortable with the Association of Devotees here. So next Sunday morning is our flight, 9:30 in the morning. So we will miss probably the morning program as we have to go to the airport. So we want to thank all the devotees.
And I need a special praise for His Grace, Vishnu Lokapati Prabhu and Her Grace, Chitramalini Mataji.
Thank you,
for
Prabhu.
their safe trip, good health, long life, and continue their service back in Coimbatore, and to bring many devotees in their community to the Krishna consciousness. So let us chant 3 times, because all the devotees, please chant 3 times for His Grace Vishnu Lokapati Prabhu and Her Grace Chitramalini Mataji. Let us chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Definitely, we will, if possible, we will come. I will come and meet you.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you, Prabhu. Krishna Lokapati Prabhu, Chitramalini Mataji. Hare Hare.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
So, need your blessings.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So we can continue our service. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, with all your prayers and blessings, we got able to successfully organize this program by the mercy of Lord Narasimha. So, thank you all. Thank you so much once again for joining with us. So, let us